All right, guys. So I did realize that the video I just created has no sound, so I'm gonna go through the understanding of a tangent circle on this one. And so again, we're just going to start with a simple line segment. And so we do understand line segments, so that's why I want to start with that. So we're just going to start off with a simple line segment of 2 units, right? And so now, understanding circles and how we create circles, you may use GeoGebra in the same way. I would encourage it so that you can understand what to do and how to do it, and how to carry it out, right? And what it looks like and all that. And so, GeoGebra again, um, you have access. When you start out, you'll start out with something that looks like this. You click on more, you'll have more, right? And so from here, I want to make sure that this is just 2 units. So I'm going to select this one that says distance on left, and I'm going to select the line that says 2 units. Now from here, this is going to be my radius, right? And so again, the radius is just a line segment. It goes from the center of the circle to the edge of the circle. So I'm going to use this line segment to create my circle. I'm going to start at B, and I'm going to drag to the edge of the circle, and it's at A. And so now I've created my circle, and I know for a fact my circle has a radius of 2, right? If I want to do a diameter, I'll just do another line segment from B to the edge of the circle to C. That is my diameter, right? So this is also 2. So 2 plus 2 is 4. This is what I've been rephrasing to say that the diameter is twice the size of the radius, right? And so now we want to understand tangent lines, right? So a tangent line is a line that touches that circle at one point on the edge of the circle and extends infinitely in both directions, right? So I'm going to do exactly that. I'm going to touch at the edge of the circle once, and I'm going to stand infinitely in both directions, right? And so this is my line. And so in order to understand from your theorems, it also said that this tangent line is perpendicular to the radius and perpendicular to the diameter. So we know this line, AB is the radius, and AC is our diameter, right? Our diameter is twice the length of our radius. And so we can visually see that this line is tangent to this radius. It's also tangent to this circle, right? And so now, let's say for instance we want to understand lengths um, of of this tangent line or this part of this tangent AD, right? And so we know since it's perpendicular, it creates a 90-degree angle. Therefore, it has to create a triangle as well. So if it creates a triangle, then that means we can use Pythagorean theorem, right? And so, Mr. G, how does it create a triangle? I'm glad you asked. And so if I create another line going from B to D, again, using the same points that we've been given so far, I can see that now there is a triangle somewhere in here, right? So now what I can do, again, GeoGebra, this is a length. Now, when I create these lines go in infinite directions. So I need to create new line segments from these points, right? That are going to give me what I need. And the reason why I'm doing it from the edge of the circle is because I also want to show how these lines is a radius still. And so this should be 2 once I select it, right? This line segment here should be 2, right? And so I have to recreate it again because I didn't create line segment. I just created a line, right? So now I have to do 2 line segments, right? So now if I do the distance of this line, it's going to give me 2. Distance of this part is 1.6. Distance of this, I got to create a line segment instead of a line. The distance of this part should be 3, right? And so, again, the radius goes from the center of the circle to the edge of the circle. Diameter goes from through the center of the circle to the edge of the circle, right? So if I did another line segment here, this line will give me 4 because the diameter of this circle is 4 because my radius is 2, right? So if I did Pythagorean theorem and I said 3 squared plus 2 squared ends up giving me 11 squared. Well, I take the square root of 11, I'm going to get 3.6, right? And that's how you understand and realize that Pythagorean theorem is involved. So I'll go over some other problems in another video to kind of show you how we're going to solve some of these problems dealing with tangents. But I want you to understand that a tangent always has a radius and it touches the edge of the circle at one particular point, right? And so another part of a theorem states that if we have a radius, right, and we have two lines that share the same point, right? I know this looks kind of funny, but if they share the same point, then this line, this length, and this length will be equal. Now, I understand that it just looks kind of funny right now, and I'll show you some problems as we go into it on how those are equal.